So we're just having a play with the tab boom here on Owen's machine, and it's really funky. I haven't played a lot with these tab booms. They're a really funky design. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Obviously it changes the geometry of the digging end hugely, but the reach you can get when you have it set out is yeah, quite impressive. I think we'll just set it to about a midway point and forget about that, to be honest, for now. So this is a TB290, say owned by Owen Mays. He's got some really nice kit, well set up, runs tilt rotators on pretty much everything. And I guess this would be like a sort of 8-ton class machine. Actually weighs in well over 9 ton in this configuration. Runs the tilt rotator quite well. This tilt rotator has got the gripper on the back as well, the removable gripper, which will add at least another probably odd 100 odd kilos. I didn't actually look at the weight of it, and the 209 unit that's on here is 318 kilos, I think, on its own, according to the plate. So she's a big unit, and it shows really in the way it drives. You know, it definitely knows it's on the end. That said, it handles it competently. It's not like we're struggling for sort of stability or anything like that. But she is, yeah, she knows she's on there, and particularly I think when you go to boom up, it needs you to let off the other controls, or you are, yeah, it just doesn't have the oil really to push the boom up. Tab boom will add weight as well, of course, and yeah, it just needs a little bit more lift. Though the 209, you know, rated for 8-ton machines, and of course it rightly so. This is another option really for my backhoe, and have to say I like some parts of it. I like the way that the tilt rams are protected, and I'll show that in a second with what I mean. Right, let's lift the blade up. Got Kieran working in the 15-tonner over here, having a bit of a dig off. Haven't driven the 15-tonner. It's another one of Owen's machines. Yeah, we're just having a bit of a play, really. You know what these dig days are like. You can't really do too much or do any hard digging particularly, but you at least get a feel for a machine and can have a play with how it goes. Craig's now got the drone up. It's the only thing with being here is it's good fun. This is just a day out playing diggers, you know, really. Nice to do that sometimes, and meet people who are equally as either crazy / passionate about excavators as I am, and maybe you are too if you're watching my channel. But yeah, we've had a good crack today. It's been yeah, been cool, just having a play. Now Craig wants me to write guns in the in the dirt here. I don't know if my skills are that good, to be honest. People maybe assume I'm a better operator than I am. It's difficult when you run a business. You can't just be one thing, you know. You have to drive machines, you have to be able to talk to customers, quote work, and you can't be expert at absolutely every single one of those. So this is I mean, I drive kit quite a bit and I love doing it, but Kieran behind me is a much better operator than I am, and having seen some of the work he's done here today, you can yeah, really see the difference of a guy who takes this as a career and makes it his speciality. It's yeah, something one day I might get there, but we're all working on it, aren't we? So kind of just leveled myself off a pad here, and let's see if I can't write guns. It's going to be a bit tricky with the corner of the bucket, but we'll see if we can't get something. I think scale is going to be the problem actually with this little task that I've been given. This is like the bloody UK plant operators challenge. People set these little tasks out and you've got to try and make them work. Yeah, it's also tricky to drive and obviously comment at the same time, so apologies if this is a little bit disjointed, but it's been a great day here. Engcon lay on a burger van, and a nice day out for people, and you can come and leisurely try these machines as you want, really, which is really relaxed and nice, and there's no extra pressure on trying to feel like, I mean, I know that we're messing about with cameras and stuff here, but it doesn't need to be like that. You can come and really try one of these units out, and I would always recommend that, because there's a big investment in these bits of kit, and it's all very well watching my videos or other people's videos. I would always recommend doing your research, speaking to operators who have run these units, or especially if they're on the same sort of machine that you see yourself running. That's definitely the way to do it, because you just don't know. Every machine will handle these things just slightly different, and there are some that are better than others. Different setups. This is quite a heavy setup here, and that will suit some people because of the type of work that you can achieve with a tab boom like this. The gripper, there's a lot that you can do with that setup, but it won't suit everyone, and some people would say that this is way too heavy, and restricts the machine in some way, and they're not wrong. Again, depending on the sort of work that you do. If you were running this machine in tight spaces, that tab boom would be a huge advantage to you. Basically gives you the reach of a 13 tonner, really, in terms of, I can't remember which way the N goes on my top now. I think it's this way. When you can't remember which way around a letter is when you're trying to dig it with an excavator. Never had that problem? Never thought when I was learning my alphabet that I'd then be one day doing it in a machine. Pretty good fun. Anyway, so it really depends on your application use and what you're looking to do with this machine, or what machine you may already own, and the kind of work you're looking to do, as to how you would set it up. And I talk a lot about setup, but one of these dig days is a great way to be able to come here and have a play at leisure, and really get a feel for what this unit can go for. Whether you end up with an Engcon or a rototilt or a steel wrist, I don't really think it matters. As I said before, it comes a lot down to the deal, the backup that you get, and really that's what's important from all of this. I get excellent backup from Neil Nasco, who's here today showing off his machine, and the iDig system, of course, that's why it's one of the reasons I go Engcon. They also make they make a good product. I think they all make good products, really. There are slightly different features to each different manufacturer, but nothing that would either put you off or go, yep, that's definitely the standout thing, and I have to have that particular brand. For me, it's got to be that balance of purchase price. It's got to have the backup, and you've got to have something that you like about it. And the Engcon, the way their DC2 system works, the way you can remotely connect into it with your phone app to play around with settings, but also the way that they can log in and diagnose or even fix problems remotely without even coming out to the machine. That to me is a huge advantage for me. So it's one of the reasons, kind of, the three things aligned, and we ended up with an Engcon. But either way, these dig days are definitely worth the time and the effort, even spending a couple of hours coming down and having a play. So if you're thinking about Tiltrotator, you haven't been to a dig day, I couldn't recommend it enough. If anything, just to chat to other mad digger people about machines, the market, and the world, really. I don't know how this guns is going. It's the S is coming up, and we know that that's going to be a tricky letter to nail here. So let's see how we do. I'm also now not digging it square, which doesn't help. So this is not easy. I'm going to rough it out, and you're doing it in someone else's machine, which of course you're not used to. So all the challenges going on here. Craig will let me know with the drone if it's any good. Yeah, we'll see. But good fun. Say when I was learning to spell, I never thought I'd end up having to try and do it with an excavator. So a bit of a laugh here today. That S is absolutely shocking. Tricky letter, an S. You're cutting it into the ground. God, don't know if that'll do it. He'll let me know on the camera. I think this bottom end of the S just needs to be just that little bit more, maybe dug out there. I mean, you know what, this machine, just back on the 290, I'm not a massive Takeuchi fan. I appreciate the smoothness that they bring, but I've always felt that they could kind of give a little bit more, like they almost tone them down, I feel, to make them smooth, and they are very smooth to operate. But I don't think it would take me long to get the feel for this setup. Feels a little bit heavy going in to start with, but you know what? I'm getting the hang of it relatively quickly. But yeah, heavy old unit, this 209 for sure. Not sure I'd be able to run that on the backhoe. As nice as it is, and the gripper, look at that. It's pretty cool. The way it all folds up there, that is a nice nice touch. But as much as I'd love to have one of those, gone, boy would I'd love to see one on the EC2. It's just all a bit too heavy, and you have to compromise somewhere. So sometimes things that you want is all very well, but if you got to find what works for you and what works for your machine. And yeah, grippers sadly just one step too many for me. This is Engcon's 209 with gripper, which adds another 100 kilos there. Unit itself comes in at 318, and then you've also got the top hitch, of course, so you're probably looking at nigh on 500 kilos on the end there before you put a bucket on, which of course adds quite a bit of weight. But nice wide steels on this beast. She's yeah, nice bit of kit. Tab boom. It looks right. I think machines look right when they're on big steels. And yeah, nice bit of kit.